Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now in today's lecture we are going to discuss about the oxidation number and the valency. Now remember, this concept is very important, which is generally used in chemistry 1, and you must know exactly the differences between the oxidation number and the valency one. Okay, so first of all we will start with the general idea about the oxidation number and the valency one. Then we will discuss the differences between these two terms one. Now let us start with the first, that is valency. How we can define the valency and what is exactly the valency one. Generally the valency is the most basic concept. Remember, this is the most basic concept out of this two one. Okay. Now how we can define the valency? Valency is generally defined as the combining capacities of an element with same or different elements, with the same or the different elements. In short, that is nothing but the number of bonds formed by that element one. That is nothing but your valency. This is the theoretical definition of your valency one. Valency is generally considered as a combining capacity of a element, that is nothing but the number of bonds, okay, which is formed by that particular element one. For example, if I am going to consider a methane, okay. Next example, if I am going to consider H2O molecule, then next NH3 molecule. Now in these particular examples, the valency of each element is fixed. For example, carbon here shows the valency 4, oxygen shows the valency 2, nitrogen shows the valency 3. How I have decided that valency? We know that carbon atom forms the 4 bond with the 4 hydrogen atom, hence its valency will be 4. Is it right? That is your simple example which I will represent it here. So these are the 4 bond, hence the carbon shows its valency 4. Now here oxygen, we know that forms the 2 bond with the 2 hydrogen atom, hence its valency will be 2. Now nitrogen will shows the 3 bond with the 3 hydrogen atom, okay. So here its valency will be the 3 one. So this is in short about your valency one. Now let us consider again in detail. So let us consider the second period element, that is nothing but lithium, beryllium, then boron, then carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon, okay. These are your second period elements one. Now let us consider their atomic number, that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So these are the atomic number of this particular elements. Let us consider the number of valence electron, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this is nothing but the number of valence electrons, okay, which is present in the outermost orbit one. Now let us consider the valency factor. Now let us consider how we can find out the valency. Generally lithium shows its valency 1, then beryllium shows its valency 2, boron shows its valency 3, carbon shows its valency 4. Now here nitrogen shows its valency 3. Then next your oxygen shows its valency 2. Now fluorine shows its valency 1 and neon shows its valency 0. So this is nothing but the valency of these elements 1. Okay, valency of a elements. That's it. Now this is your atomic number. This is the number of valence electrons. Valence electrons means those electrons which are present in the outermost orbit, and this is nothing but the valency. So the valency values are the different. So now the question maybe arises, how I have decided this valency one. So generally here the two cases are given. On the basis of that one we can decide the valency of these elements one. Now let us start with the case first. So case first. Now here, if the case is like this, if n is less than equals to 4, that means what? Valency equals to number of valence electrons. Okay, that is our first case, where generally n represents the number of valence electrons. Okay, so this is our case first. If the number of valence electrons are less than or equals to 4, then valency is equals to number of valence electron. That is very simple case. Now let us consider the first 4 elements. That is lithium. The number of valence electron is 1, hence its valency will be 1 as n is less than 4. Okay. Now beryllium, again number of valence electron 2, hence its valency will be 2. Boron, number of valence electron 3, hence its valency will be 3. Okay, we are satisfying this case 1. Now carbon, it is 4 and hence number of valence electron will be equals to 4 1. Is it right? So this is our first case. On the basis of this first case, we have decided the valency of this first 4 element 1. Now let us consider the rest of the elements 1. Now case second. Now here exactly opposite. If n is greater than or equals to 4. Okay. What it means? It means if the valency of a element is not equals to number of valence electron. Okay. Okay, that means what? The valence electrons are more than 4 1. Okay, so here we can decide the valency by using one formula, that valency is equals to n 8 minus n. Sorry. Okay, so valency equals to 8 minus 1, where again n is nothing but your number of valence electrons 1. Okay, number of valence electrons. Now let us consider the next example here. The number of valence electron is 5. So obviously in case of this nitrogen atom, if n is equals to 5, 8 minus 5 equals to 3, therefore its valency will be 3. Now next, oxygen, the number of valence electron, that is n equals to 6. So 8 minus 6 will be equals to 2. Again here n equals to 7, 8 minus 7 will be equals to 1. And what about the neon? 8 minus 8 equals to 0. So on the basis of these two cases, I have decided the valency of the all elements 1. Okay. Again remember students, the valency of the most of the elements is a fixed one. Okay. So now next, let us find out what is exactly the oxidation number and oxidation state 1. Lecture you have studied about the oxidation number 1. Okay. So the links are given in the description box, so you can refer that and then come back here 1. Okay. So what about the oxidation number? We know that we have defined the oxidation number as an real or imaginary charge of an atom in molecule or ion 1. Is it right? So this is a short definition of your oxidation number. We generally consider this is nothing but the charge one. Okay. Now, if I am going to consider the charge on the atom, okay, and this charge is in your ionic molecule as well as in your covalent molecule one, and that's why we have introduced the term that is oxidation number one. You know that one. Now let us consider a simple example. For example, a simple example, if I am going to consider the methane molecule, then next CH2, Cl2, okay, then next CH, Cl3 and CCl4. So here, by observing this particular example, you know that in each example the valency of the carbon atom is fixed, that is 4. Okay, it forms the 4 bond one. But what about its oxidation number? If we have to calculate the oxidation number, we have already assigned the rules, so refer that rules and now find out this oxidation number. So what will be the oxidation number of carbon atom here? Obviously that will be the -4. Okay, now here it will be the 0. Now it will be here +2. okay, that's it, and here it will be again +4. So if we calculate the oxidation number for the element, now their oxidation numbers are found to be different one. But what about the valency? Valency is fixed. Now here the valency is 4, here also the 4, here is also the 4, and here is also the 4 one. So generally this is nothing but the charge which is on this particular carbon atom in this molecule one. Again remember one important thing, your oxidation number does not give idea about the number of bond which is formed by that particular element in the molecules one. It will not consider the number of bonds, that's it. Okay, so this is simply about your oxidation number. So now let us start with the differences between the valency and the oxidation number one. Now let us consider the first difference, that is, remember, valency is nothing but the number of valence electron, number of valence electrons present in outermost cell of a atom. Okay, so this gives the idea about your valency one. Let us consider the simple example. For example, that is your boron, atomic number 5. If I am going to write the electronic configuration of the boron, that will be 1s2, then 2s2, 2p1. okay, so here obviously the outermost atomic orbital will be the 2s and 2p. The number of valence electron will be equals to 3. So this is nothing but the valency of your particularly boron atom 1. So this is nothing but the valence electron which is present in the outermost cell 1. Now let us consider what about the oxidation number. Oxidation number is generally considered as an actual number of electrons that an atom can lose, gain or share. Okay, that's it. So your oxidation number does not depends upon your valence electron one. We have considered the example of the different carbon compounds one. For example, CH2, Cl2. Now let us consider next example, that is CH, Cl3. Here the valency is 4. If valency is a 4, okay, but the oxidation number is different. Now here oxidation number is found to be, so this is nothing but your valency. Okay, what about the oxidation number? Oxidation number is here 0. oxidation number is 0. Then here valency again 4. Okay, but if we calculate the oxidation number for the carbon atom, it is found to be +2. Okay, so obviously the valency does not depends upon the valence electron. This is nothing but the actual electrons which can be lost or the gain by the atom one. You have studied in detail in the previous lectures one. Okay, now the next difference, that is our second difference. Okay, valency does not have any electric charge, that is either the positive charge or negative charge one, either the positive charge or the negative charge, that is in short no sign of a charge in the valency one. Here valency is 4, that's it, neither plus neither minus. Okay, that's it. Now what about oxidation number? Let us consider the oxidation number. Now here oxidation number have the charges one, have electric charges. Okay, for example, that is nothing but your positive and the negative charge. So that means they show either the plus or minus sign. Okay, now let us consider the example regarding this one. For example, HNO3, okay, and H2O. What about the oxidation number of the nitrogen atom here? -6 plus 1, that will be +5. Okay, here it will be +5. What about the oxygen atom? Okay, so here that will be equals to -2. So here either they show the positive sign or the negative sign one. So this is about your second difference with third. Okay, we know that valency in most of the cases, the valency of an atom in its compound is fixed one. Okay, it is fixed one. For example, let us consider again the simple examples from your carbon compounds, that is methane, then next chloroform CHCl3, then next CCl4. So in all these compound, as it forms the 4 bond with hydrogen atom, 1 with hydrogen, 3 with chlorine, and all 4 with the chlorine one, its valency will be equals to 4. Okay, and what about the oxidation number? Now what about the oxidation number? Now oxidation number of a same atom in its compound is different one. Okay, that's it. That is very again simple point. Let us consider again the example, the same examples one, that is CH4, then CHCl3, then CCl4. Okay, here its oxidation number of this particular carbon atom will be equals to obviously -4. Okay, oxidation number of this chlorine will be equals to +2. Okay, and here its oxidation number will be equals to plus 4, minus 4 plus 2 plus 4. So though the carbon atom is same, the compounds are different, therefore their oxidation number are also different one. Now let us consider the next difference number 4. Okay, what about the difference number? Now we know that valency generally represents, so valency represents the number of bonds formed by atom in molecule or ions. Okay, in molecule or ion, is it right? So generally your valency represents the number of bond forms. What about the oxidation number? Oxidation number, it does not give any idea about the number of bonds. Okay, it is very simple point, you can observe in these examples also. Okay, so number of bonds formed by each carbon atom equals to 4, but what about the here bond is never minus. Okay, minus 4 plus 2 plus 4. So generally valency gives idea about the number of bond forms and oxidation number does not give any idea about this one. Okay, now let us consider the fifth difference, which is very important. What's valency? What about valency? Remember, except noble gases, okay, rest of the other elements never shows valency 0. Okay, never shows valency 0, 1. Okay, what about the oxidation number? Let us consider the oxidation number. Now generally the oxidation number can be 0, okay, for any element in its compound. Okay, depending upon the compound. We know that you have studied so many times the 0 group element shows the valency 0, 1. Okay, so except your noble gas element, okay, rest of the other element never shows the valency 0. This is very important point, keep in your mind one. Okay, now what about the oxidation number? Oxidation number can be 0, you have studied that rule 1. For example, if I am going to consider the P4, okay, that is your phosphorus, S8, they are naturally finding compounds, one natural elements, okay, which is found in the nature, therefore its oxidation number is 0. Let us consider the compound, for example CH2, Cl2. Okay, then I am going to consider the next example, that is CO, NiCO 4 times. Here the oxidation number of carbon is 0, here the oxidation number of nickel is 0, as carbon monoxide is a neutral molecule, therefore 4 into 0, therefore nickel will have the oxidation number 0. Here again the oxidation number is 0, you can calculate it one. So oxidation number of any element can be 0 depending upon that compound one, but valency of the rest of the other element except your noble gases is never 0. Consider the next difference number 6. Okay, valency. Okay, the valency is always a whole number, that is in short 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, it is whole number, neither having any charge one. What about the oxidation number? Oxidation number, we know that the oxidation number can be fractional one. Okay, fractional, it is not the whole number, fractional. For example, Na2S4O6. okay, here the oxidation number of your sulfur is plus 2.5. okay, so this is the fractional number. What about the valency? Valency is always the whole number. You can consider any example regarding this one. Okay, so next important difference that we are going to learn, that is your example number 7, valency. What about the valency one? Okay, here in most of the cases, okay, valencies are fixed, but few elements also shows variable valency. okay, variable valency, or they shows the variable valencies one. okay, so it is little bit again the confusing point one. Remember, generally we considered the valency as a fixed valency, but there are few exception to that point also. okay, if I am going to consider the example, that is PCl3, PCl5. okay, then next, if I am going to consider the next important example, that is H2S, SF4 and SF6. okay, so in these particular compounds, your valencies are also variable for your sulfur and for your phosphorus also. okay, we know that the number of bond forms will be equals to 3, therefore its valency will be equals to 3. Here its valency will be equals to 5. Now what about this sulfur? Here valency will be equals to 2, here valency equals to 4, here valency equals to 6. So these are the few, there are very few elements which shows the variable valence. Point you have to consider on the basis of the hybridization one. okay, so you know about the hybridization, and that's why we are showing the valency differences here one. okay, now let us consider again in detail regarding this one. Sulfur, atomic number 16. If I am going to write the valence shell electronic configuration, that will be 3s, then 3p, and then 3d. okay, let us consider directly the valence shell electronic configuration. okay, that is 1 2 3 and 4. okay, so 3s2, 3px2, 3py1, 3pz1. so this is the valence shell electronic configuration of your sulfur one. Now here you can observe that the 2 electrons are paired in your valence shell one, so they can be promoted to the higher energy level one, and hence they can show the variable valency. This part you have studied in your hybridization one. So valency may be 2, maybe only 1. If 1 electron is promoted, its valency will be 4, and if this electron from your 3s, if it get promoted to 3d atomic orbital, now its valency will become 6 1. So in few cases the valency may be variable, but in few cases only. Now what about the oxidation number? Oxidation number is always variable. That's it, is always variable. okay, you can consider the simple example regarding this one also. Let us consider the oxidation number for H2S, then SF4 and SF6. We know that its oxidation number will be equals to -2. Now here its oxidation number will be equals to +4. okay, and here its oxidation number will be equals to +6. So sulfur will show the different oxidation states also, the variable oxidation states. Okay, so these are the few important differences between your oxidation number and the valencies one. Though these points are very easy, but keep always in your mind one. Okay, so thanks for watching this video.